Hello and welcome to the island of Mallorca off the coast of Spain. Now, this is a long-time favorite holiday destination for the people of Germany. And I think when Volkswagen was deciding where to launch this car, they thought, nah, paid 2-week holiday in Mallorca. So here we are for the launch of the all-new Volkswagen T-Cross. This is Volkswagen's first foray into this segment, and what they've done basically is make an SUV version of a Polo. We don't have absolute confirmed pricing just yet, but the entry-level T-Cross will go on sale in South Africa for under 300,000 Rand. That's a very good price. And of course, given South Africa is SUV mad, the term hotcakes and cell-like really comes to mind. Now, the actual size of a car is a little bit difficult to communicate on camera, and we're only going to see this on our roads a bit later in the year. So if it helps at all, this is based on the Polo. Obviously, it's a little bit bigger, but not as much as you might expect. It's only about 5 centimeters longer and 14 centimeters taller. So it's about the same footprint as a Polo, so it's nice and easy to park, for instance, but then you get all the benefits of an SUV. You get more cabin space and that desired higher ride height. And you get to tell all your friends that you have an SUV. Right, what's it like to drive? Well, we haven't got a confirmed engine lineup yet for South Africa, but Volkswagen SA will have 3 to choose from. There's a 1-litre turbo 3-cylinder petrol, 1.5-litre 3-cylinder turbo petrol, and a 1.6-litre 4-cylinder turbo diesel. Now, I'm busy driving the 1-litre turbo with a 7-speed DSG gearbox. It's dual clutch, but you can think of it as a normal auto. Now, you can have a 6-speed manual or a 5-speed manual, but let's be honest, life is too short to sit in traffic anyway, and life is definitely too short to sit in traffic clutching in and changing gear every 5 seconds. So go for it, treat yourself, buy yourself the DSG. It's a great gearbox and it's basically imperceptible. I don't know if it's ever changed gears actually. I've been driving for like half an hour now, but maybe I've just been in one gear the whole time. That's how smooth it is. Now, I'm always a little bit skeptical about 1-litre turbocharged petrol engines. The manufacturers who make them always claim that they're the most efficient things ever made by mankind, and usually they really aren't. But cruising around Mallorca right now, this car is averaging 5.8 litres to the 100. Wow, that is really good. Now, of course, being an SUV, it feels a bit roomier in here. I mean, look at this elbow room, very nice. And there's more space in the boot. VW claims about 455 litres if you measure from the boot floor to the roof, but then, you know, you can't see out the back, which is a bit of a problem. But they have added a nice feature, and that is that the whole rear bench slides forward and backwards by about 14 centimeters. So you can increase rear legroom or you can increase your load space. Now, VW is very proud of this feature, but I must point out that the Renault Captur has had it for a few years. So yeah, a bit awkward, but I mean, let them have their moment. It's a nice thing, you know, nice thing to have. Right, welcome to the interior of the T-Cross. Now, I'm sure the first thing you're going to notice is the incredible colors and patterns all over the dashboard. Now, that's all fully customizable, so your car can be as funky as your personality. But the real story of the interior is not just the crazy colors. It's all about tech in this car. And depending on how much of your rands you're willing to part with, this really can be a tech fest. I mean, for instance, there's a full digital instrument display. The car will park itself if you so desire. You can even get radar guided cruise control in here. So if you're downsizing from a larger car, don't worry, you can still get all of those toys. And VW have really thought about smartphone owners. There's 2 USB ports here for power, 2 in the back, and a wireless charging pad. That's all standard. And this is where it really gets interesting. So when you get your car, download the free Volkswagen app. And every time you drive the car, it will connect to your phone and update itself. And it gives you really useful information like how much fuel you've got in the tank, when your next service is, and no more losing your car in huge parking lots. It'll store the location of where you parked your car as well, and you can share that with friends. I think that is really going to change the relationship that people have with their cars. In terms of handling and ride comfort, well, I mean, it's a Volkswagen, doesn't have the most character in the world, but it feels really solid. It's a little bit firmer than you might hope for from an SUV, but that means that it actually handles really well. It's quite fun to throw through some corners. So I think I'd take the compromise between a bit of a firmer ride and the car not falling over in the corners. One of the things that I can't comment on from this drive is how this car handles rough surfaces, because the roads on Mallorca are perfect. It's like driving on a freaking snooker table. So what do I think? Well, I reckon VW is really onto a winner here. This is the sort of car that you would just enjoy driving every single day of your life. It's full of standard spec, got loads of clever touches. I love the connectivity that it has to the app on your smartphone. It looks good, it's going to be well priced. It's hard to poke holes in this car's offering, it really is. So if you are looking at a Golf right now, or you're looking at an expensive Polo, or maybe you're waiting for a new little SUV to come onto the market, I think you need to wait for this T-Cross to arrive later in the year. It should be there in South Africa in about the last quarter of the year, but at under 300 grand for this, yeah, it's pretty much a no-brainer.
There's plenty more to talk about when it comes to the new VW T-Cross, and I highly encourage you to read my written review, which is on Cars.co.za right now. The link is in the description below. Thanks for watching.
Hello, Cars.co.za has the best compare tool in the business. Compare up to 3 cars in detail with all their specs and pricing on one page. Click over there, you'll go there. Bye.